card F. And in the centre, Carol Hersey, who's the daughter of a BBC engineer. She's now in her early 30s, and Richard Digance actually tracked her down.
And that was you? Was that you on the left, wasn't it? Yeah. So now this really interests me because I always thought you were blurred. That sort of green. How did all this begin?
Well, believe it or not, some people love and miss the test card. There is a loyal group of fans called the Test Cards Circle, and last weekend TV Weekly went to Leominster for their annual 3-day convention.
For fans of the test card, these are melancholy times. TV shops hardly ever show test cards anymore. Now there are programmes on almost all day. But when the Test Card Fan Club is in town with its collection of recordings, loyal television engineers with a sense of history can proudly put the young Carol Hersey and that clown back on the screen again. Welcome then to the annual convention of the Test Card Circle. People who loved the test card and adored the specially recorded music, and gather together every year to swap photographs and talk of times gone by. Over the years there were dozens of different cards on BBC and ITV intended to help engineers tuning sets. This is one of your favourites, is it? Test Card D?
Test Card D, yes. I think it's probably because it was the first card I remember seeing. And it sort of became a friend, you know, it was always there, and it was you know, a nice sort of pattern to look at.
There are hardly any lady members of the circle, probably because in the days of the test card, technical things attracted boys who'd make photographs and recordings, and they come to the convention to share their wisdom.
That's a remarkably good recording, a test card, Yes.
Paul Sawtell founded the club. He's a professional musician, and whilst researching favourite test card tunes, he discovered lots of other people making similar inquiries. Quite a lot of the time this morning, nobody's been paying any attention to the television at all, because it's just been the test card.
Well, like I said to you, it's mainly the social side of it. They're just very happy to have it going on in the background and watching when they want to and talking when they want to. Here we go. Change of card. Cheer a few people up.
A new member has turned up here, a new chap with an unrivalled collection of test card music.
No, they're just taking the tracks off, particular tracks in fact.
He had everybody fascinated. He could have been handing out fivers.
It was apron strings and rocking chair.
They're talking about the test card. They're talking about what it's meant to them, how they started listening to it, what their favourite tapes are, who their favourite recordings are done by, and all that sort of thing. That's the whole point about this annual event.
And at this annual event, the showstopper belonged to Paul himself. The 1968 film Colour Receiver Installation.
It will be necessary for you to show the viewer how to operate the receiver.
Riveting stuff for the enthusiast, the sort of chap who's very relieved to find he's not the only one with a taste in test cards.
Yes, it was the sort of thing, you know, they'd sort of look at you and think, well, he's a few coupons short of a toaster, but so you tended to sort of keep it to yourself. But now, of course, I've realised that there's so many other people who, you know, get the same enjoyment as I do out of listening to, you know, lovely music.
Actually, during an ITV strike in the 70s, when the test card was on most of the time, it often got more viewers than programmes on the other channels. Perhaps people liked the music. Anyway, coming up in part 2, fond memories of Russell Harty and Eamon Andrews. See you in a couple of minutes.